guys, I'm Alicia from Kettle Creek and this is Brittany from Kettle Creek, and today we're here at the Wildlands Conservancy Maple Tract Preserve. This preserve has over 680 acres for us to explore, and there's over 7 miles of trails here.
There's a lot of cool stuff you can see here. In fact, it's our first time here, so we're looking forward to what we can discover. There's forest habitat here, marsh habitat, and some ancient remains of post-glacial conditions too. So maybe that means some really cool big rocks, some really interesting trees and stuff. So we're gonna see what we find here at the Maple Tract Preserve. And so just so you know where the location of this is, we are on Stony Hollow Road right here, which is kind of in between the Mount Pocono or Pocono Lake area and Blakesley. So it's really not far to get here if you want to come here and explore for a hike, but we want to give you guys a glimpse of what's out here today.
And it is a beautiful fall day out here. So let's get started and let's see what we can find. So we've only been on the trail for like a minute, but we've already stumbled upon a wetland boggy type area with some sphagnum moss. And if you're familiar with Kettle Creek, you'll know that down at the Tannersville Bog, we have sphagnum moss there as well, because that's where it likes to grow. And sphagnum moss, as we know, is super absorbent. So I'm just gonna borrow a little here. And look at that. Who would have thought that just in this little bunch there was that much water?
Okay guys, so as we're walking through this awesome forest, it seems like we have a lot of hemlock, which of course is Pennsylvania state tree. What we were trying to do is trying to find you some woolly adelgid, which has been, the invasive pest that has been eating away all of the hemlocks for years now. But it's funny because we actually haven't been finding any, and for some reason, I don't know, Brittany, if you see anything over there, they've just, I don't know, they're not here. So not to say that the woolly adelgid has completely gone away, but it's something that is good for us to kind of walk through the woods and not see any. So anyway, but yeah, the state tree, hemlock tree, you can tell it has these nice flat needles as opposed to say like a spruce tree that has like or a Christmas tree. Think of like a Christmas tree has those rounded kind of pine needles. These are more flat, and it's a big beautiful tree. So we're just gonna keep walking through, see what else we see.
Awesome. Just this whole forest is awesome and so easy to hike and scenic. Cotton grass around.
Of course, another bog favorite is the cotton grass, which is actually not even a grass at all. It's a sedge, right? No, it's a rush. So it's called cotton grass, but it's actually a rush.
What would be the difference? Is it something about the shape of the stem?
Yeah, you can tell that sedges have edges, rushes are round, grasses are jointed. Something that rhymes with round.
Yeah, right. So when you feel this to you, this is round.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because there's no sharp edges. All right.
So you may notice if you're hiking, usually near a wetland area, that you'll find lots of rhododendron. And it is possible that you may also have rhododendron planted in your yard. Now, the rhododendron that we're going to find out here while we're hiking in areas in the Poconos is going to be native. And the ones that are normally planted in yards are not. So you'll notice that they'll bloom at different times.
Okay guys, so if any of you have been on any of our bog walks at the Cranberry Bog, you'll recognize this next tree. Of course, this is the American larch, or the tamarack tree. It's a very cool tree because it's the only deciduous conifer, which means that it will actually lose its needles. They'll turn like this beautiful bright yellow before they drop off in the winter.
Kind of an oxymoron, right? To have a deciduous conifer. We always think of conifers as being evergreen trees, but this is one of the weird ones. Anomalies that easily lose its needles. But then when they regrow in the spring, they're going to be really nice and soft and like this nice bluish green color. So it turns, you know, a yellow orange in October, November, and then it'll be kind of like a bluish green in April to May, and then it's just a nice green throughout the summer. It's like coyote scat. They're out here. I would live out here if I was a coyote. It's definitely got some fur in it. Well. Here we have the non-native rubber fungus that tends to grow in areas where people visit.
I think the Latin is Rubberus pyrus.
That's a scientific name. Oh gosh, it must be spreading its seeds. More of it's grown. So our trail crosses this dirt road where it looks like they did staging to build the boardwalk, so there's still lumber left. There's these interesting concrete pillars here that may be something laid on. Right now it seems to only be used by maybe red squirrels eating some seeds from the pines. You can also see some chewed up acorns too. So somebody's using this as a nice little dining platform.
Okay, so we're coming out to what is our third boardwalk.
There's trails that go in every direction and no landmarks on our map to tell us where we're going. When you don't know where to go or what to do, eat food.
In the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna call Uber Eats.
Sweet sounds of nature. So if you hike on this trail long enough, you'll eventually hit 80, not 380, 80.
Alright, so another reason why this preserve is very important and why they're protecting it for animal populations is because there is a population of northern flying squirrels that lives in these woods. Now, we have a lot of southern flying squirrels here in Pennsylvania. They're pretty common. We just never see them because they're nocturnal. So they're out at night doing their thing. So northern flying squirrels are similar, but a lot more rare. So the fact that they're here is pretty special. This tree with all these old woodpecker holes in it could be a place where they would hide during the day and sleep and then come out at night. I am seeing some evidence of at least some kind of squirrel storing some nuts in here. Some like half-eaten nuts are all stored in this hole. So, I mean, I could kind of like knock on it, but I don't don't think anything's coming out. This tree is a little too close to dead. It's probably gonna fall soon. Plus it's pretty short. If I was a squirrel, I might want to be a little higher off the ground just for safety from predators and stuff. But so always look out for kind of dying trees in your woods with all these woodpecker holes in them, because those are great places where flying squirrels might live. And if you're lucky and you knock on the tree, sometimes they poke their head out and say hi. Sweet at first, bitter after 1 second.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on our hike today at the Maple Tract Preserve. We had a great day exploring the various terrain here and observing a little bit of the wildlife that we found on our hike as well.
I will say though that some of the trails on the map maybe aren't solidly marked out here, but we can guarantee that the red trail, which kind of goes along the perimeter, that was well marked. We also took the blue trail, the green trail looked well marked, and the orange was pretty good too. Look out for the little square-shaped trail markers, and you'll be good. But it is a little challenging, I will say that. We had to kind of second guess ourselves a little bit. So they might have a plan to come out and do more marking, but just so you know, when you come here yourself.
And I will say that it's a beautiful hike. If you do come out here, there's a lot of different trees to see, a lot of rhododendrons, a lot of pine trees, a lot of deciduous trees. Just a lot of really, really cool stuff to see here. The trails are really kind of secluded, so make sure that you bring a snack, bring some water, and make sure, as Brittany was saying, you have a trail map, because it does get kind of confusing. Just as long as you stay on the trails, you should be fine. The marked trails, there seems to be a lot of diverging trails elsewhere, so just make sure you don't go on those. Just stay on the marked trails and you should be okay. And also check yourself for ticks. We already found a couple of us very tick heavy infested areas, so just watch out for that. And I guess with that, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button too. Woo!